Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Reforged, things that are being changed that, in my opinion, are for the good. Now, of course, you know, we've had Ultra Test 1, we've had Ultra Test 2, and Ultra Test 3 is incoming soon. So Wargaming are listening to the community, which I love. You know, they've not just gone off their own bat and think, you know, we want this, we want that, release Reforged in a state that nobody ever wanted it. Like, nobody. There was a few things that the community said that, why are you doing this? And we've seen them change so much from Ultra Test 1 to Ultra Test 2. Like, a lot of things have been reworked. You know, you've got things like sets, for example. No one wanted sets. Like, literally no one wanted it. So they have reworked it. The sets are still there. And you know, by the time it's actually released, sets might not even be there. It might just be your normal tech tree, because that is pretty much what they've changed it to. So they've changed, or they have changed sets into a more better format as such. And the other thing that people were worried about, and a lot of people didn't want, is commanders. Well, you're looking at this right here, that Wargaming have decided to fully remove commanders. So for the next Ultra Test, commanders will not be a thing. So as you can see, Tony here, Darth, we continue to share progress on the Reforged update, and now it's time to talk about commanders and crew perks. So based on the results of Ultra Test 2, here's what's happening. So we've decided to fully remove commanders from Blitz Reforged update and bring back the classic crew perk system. So the crew perk system will return in Ultra Test 3 in its original form, with just minor adjustments of each player's crew and progression. So that is, like, that's amazing. So consider they've taken our feedback, and that's what I love. People are often criticizing Wargaming, but you've also got to praise them. You know, they're looking at the feedback, and they can see that nobody wanted commanders, nobody at all. They looked silly. Yes, they upgraded. Like, at first, when they was first released, everyone said they look silly, it looks like Fortnite. So the first thing they've done is change the way they look. And then, of course, people were still saying, yeah, we don't want commanders. Okay, you don't want them, let's get rid. So I do like that, the fact that Wargaming are looking at changing and listening to their community. So any extra crew XP will be exchanged into gold at a ratio of 10,000 XP equals 1 gold, though they are still evaluating this rate and may adjust it based on further testing. So yeah, you know, again, that is pretty good. So the progression gap between new and experienced players within the crew perk system remains a valid concern, and it's one of the reasons we introduced commanders in the first place. So we're working on solutions within the current system to make it more interesting and effective, allowing customization for your playstyle and tanks without causing balance issues from simply adding more perks. We know stripping everything away isn't the answer either, so we'll share more as we progress. So, you know, again, they're listening, which is very, very good. And when I talk about sets, so obviously I don't want sets. Like, if they're happening, they're happening. There's nothing I can do about it. We have to embrace it. We have to accept it. But, you know, Wargaming, you can see here, Anna Tortic here, so she released this a few days ago. So coming back to you with some updates on the Reforged update, we want to give you a peek at the work in progress for sets. So we've focused, now this is important because what they're saying now is, look, we focused on the most talked about and debated parts of the new system and made a few important tweaks. So they are listening. They're listening. They're looking at the feedback. They're and, you know, anything that is debated, the most talked about parts, they are looking at, and they're looking at tweaking it. So that is very, very good that they are listening here. So here is what is changing. So the set's main screen now looks more like the traditional tech trees that you're used to. So if they make that's the only thing, you know, they're bringing sets, I get. Now the main screen looks like the traditional tech tree. Why not just keep the tech tree? You know, just get rid of sets completely and keep the tech tree as it is, because it's now going to look like the traditional tech tree anyway. So you might as well keep the traditional tech tree. So clear branching paths that make the progression feel more familiar. So we've arranged tanks in many sets, shifting the focus from a purely gameplay styled approach to one that's more about nation and classes. So with the revised transfer rules, you'll have sets unlocked based on the tanks that you've researched, not just the ones you've owned before. So basically what this is, people kicked off about it, that if you've researched a tank but haven't bought it, you basically lose it when the Reforged update comes. So you have to actually bought the tank for you to receive the tank in the new Reforged. So they did change that. So as long as you've got a tank researched, then you will have it researched, or you'll have it in the new Reforged. So that is at least something that is positives. So you'll have the sets unlocked based on the tanks you've researched, not just the ones you've owned before. So set unlock costs are now lower, and the same across the board. So plus endless progression within a set now contributes to your player level, so you can keep earning keys as you go. So we've made 11 iconic sets key free to unlock right away, plus progression through these will reward you with keys to open up to 14 more sets, giving you more ways to expand your collection. So the first tank in every common, so non-premium and collector set, is now free, and we've reworked how research tanks are distributed within a set and unified the amount of XP needed to unlock them. This makes progression clearer and more predictable. Common sets can now have 80, 90 or 100 levels depending on the number of tanks. So each one now includes at least 5 tanks. So tier 10 is back, simple as it is, max tier 10, not tier 7, which again, that was important. Everyone's used to tier 1 to tier 10, and then of course Ultra Test 1, where it only sort of tier 7, everyone was like, oh my god, an E100 in tier 7, what is going on? It didn't need to do that, you know, just keep to the current tier 1 to 10, because it's just more simpler for the people that are already playing the game, not just new people. For new people, no problem. For the old people, you know, I think this was an absolute must. So separate common and premium sets to make things clearer. Fully premium and collector sets are not displayed on the tank tree screen. So these changes are focused on making sets more rewarding, consistent and easy to use. So we're excited to see how they land in the next test phase, and we'll keep iterating based on what you share, which again they do, and we've now seen that. So what do you think? Drop your thoughts at that channel. We're all ears. So this is how basically the sets screen is now
Johnny
going
here,
to look.
and today I'm here to tell you a little bit about changes we've been making to set system.
So it does, it looks like a tech tree. It just looks like the basic tech tree. So why not just keep it that? Get rid of the sets completely and just make it the tech tree as it is. Now, you know, there is still a long time for this to be released. So by the time Reforged is released, do I believe sets will be a thing? Probably, because they have worked and worked and worked, and you can see that they really want to keep sets. So having spent so much time on sets, I don't think it makes sense for them just to completely clear it. However, we've now seen that with commanders, so they must have spent a lot of time and effort in the commanders just to get rid of them. So, you know, it may happen, it may not. But let me know what you think of Reforged, the changes that Wargaming are doing for the good, in the comments below. Let me know. Are you glad that commanders are going? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.